What's up guys, Sting here, bringing you a video today. I know it's been a minute since I've uploaded, but I haven't really felt like doing it, but I'm back and I'm here bringing you a double rage here on Facility. I've still been playing a lot of Uncharted 3, but you know, I just haven't really felt like making videos for some reason. But I hope you guys enjoyed this gameplay, and I feel like a double rage is harder to get than a rampant, so I thought I'd mix it up a little bit. I bring you guys rampants all the time. But today I wanted to discuss aiming versus close quarters combat, which encompasses blind fire, and the skill required for each. So I feel like there's a little bit of a misconception that close quarters combat, which encompasses blind fire, doesn't take any skill and it's for noobs, and you know, games shouldn't have close quarters combat, it should all be about aiming, so on and so forth. Now, don't get me wrong. Don't say, Sting, you're just a blind fire noob and you're just defending blind fire, and blind fire sucks and blind fire should die and it should go away, and you know, no game should ever have blind fire within it. That's not the case. I feel like all shooters, third-person shooters specifically, you know, most of what I talk about here refers to Uncharted, should be built upon aiming. And aiming should be the integral part of the multiplayer experience, and aiming should be what the game is built upon, and close quarters combat situations should really always take a backseat to aiming. So let me just say that straight out. But I just know that when I play, there's been situations where close quarters combat, blind fire included in that, have taxed my skill far more than just pressing L1 and keeping my reticle on a target. And I've seen other players in situations where I feel like what they've done in a close quarters combat situation while they're blind firing I've been very impressed by the skill that they've displayed. You know, more so than somebody just pressing L1, keeping their reticle on a target and taking someone out. So let's think about what you're doing when you're aiming. As I've said, you're pressing L1, you're keeping your reticle on a target, and you're strafing back and forth. And this, no doubt, requires skill. And the more you play, the better you get at it, and skilled players all can aim well. But what are you doing when you're blind firing? You're simply not pressing L1, and you're keeping your reticle on a target. And oftentimes, this target is jumping, is rolling, is moving around frantically because they know you're close to them. And it's much harder to keep your reticle on that target and to follow them with blind fire. And in these close quarters situations, there's so many other options, there's so many things to consider in that particular moment. Such as grenades. Grenades are used in a variety of capacities when you're in a close quarters situation. They're used defensively, they're used offensively, when somebody is rushing you, timing the throw of the grenade so that they get killed before they get to you, you know, bouncing that grenade off close cover to take someone out, having the situational awareness to know that you're about to die and resigning yourself to death and dropping that revenge grenade effectively. And I'm not talking about revenge the booster, I'm talking about having the quickness of mind to know that you're about to die and to drop the revenge grenade in an effective way to go one for one in a situation where you probably just would have died. Then there's the timing of the melee, what weapon to use when you're in a close quarters situation. Do I switch to my secondary because the blind fire is more accurate, or do I keep my primary in case I encounter a ranged engagement where I need my primary weapon? When to initiate blind fire and when to aim. Also, the knowledge that when you're standing still, the blind fire attaches directly to a target versus when you're moving around. And in that particular instance, you know, does it make sense to stand still and blind fire a target and then melee, or should you be moving and trying to blind fire? So these factors are all going on in the close quarters situation in Uncharted 3. And these situations, when you're playing at a high level, my argument is that they require a lot of skill, and oftentimes more skill than simply aiming and pressing L1 and keeping your reticle on target. Now I'm talking about Uncharted 3 played at a higher level. I'm not talking about the Cal 7 noobs that just run around with the spray and pray gameplay. I think the Cal 7 should be taken out of the game. You know, I don't really feel it has a place in the game, so I'm not talking about that type of gameplay. I'm talking about sort of Uncharted 3 played at, you know, the FN level, the higher level of players. Close quarters combat situations are in many cases more difficult than simply aiming. So let me know what you guys think about this. If you guys think I'm off base, what are your thoughts on it? Let me know. I hope you guys enjoyed the rest of the gameplay. That's pretty much all I have to say today. If you guys have any other suggestions about what you'd like me to talk about or do, please leave it in the comments. And if you haven't, hit me up with a sub and like the video if you like it if you dislike it. And I'll catch you guys next time. Peace and love.